Can't tell. Hi, guys. Am I live? I think I am. Well, I'm live. Yeah. Yay. Hi. And happy Good Friday. Um, Alicia, yay. I hope you're enjoying your vacation. If all of y'all are wondering about Alicia's vacation, what does ES mean? What does ES mean? Yes. All Alicia's doing is leaving early. Hey, Dawn, how are you feeling? How are you feeling, Dawn? I meant to call you all day. I don't know. You know I don't get time to call. I meant to call. How are you feeling? Okay, if it's not positive, don't tell me. No, I'm just teasing. Genuinely, how are you feeling? My hair. Alicia, I know you love it when I fix my hair when I'm live on Facebook. Okay, so, Dawn, are you going to answer? Okay, I know she will. There's probably a delay. Okay, I wanted to say, oh, Alicia left me some notes. That's good. I almost moved the cord, though, Alicia, and you would have killed me. Dawn, sinus infection, but outside of that, pretty good. Okay, good. Sinus infection, interesting. That could be detoxing, too. Are you doing your beetroot juice? I'm a little close. Alicia Wiggins. Oh, she's telling me to stop messing with my hair. Dawn, are you doing your beetroot juice faithfully? Hey, Dina. Gosh, I sure do miss you. I never get to see you. Hey, Bo. Okay, just for a second, I want to talk about the allergies because that's actually what's going on with Dawn, too. Yes, 2 a day. What was my question? What did I ask Dawn? Beetroot. Oh, beetroot juice. You're saying yes twice a day. Good. Is that 2 sips twice a day? If you've got a sinus infection, that's probably another die-off symptom, Dawn. Stay away from the dairy, stay away from the sugar, and maybe increase the beetroot juice, okay? Maybe just increase the beetroot juice frequency. You can take it all the way to bowel tolerance. Our blood type loves that beetroot juice, so you can't stay on it forever because it's straight sugar. But it's either that or a coffee retention enema for die-off symptoms, okay? I'm glad you're feeling better, but you shouldn't have that, okay? I had it before I saw it, okay. But for some reason, that didn't show up, so. Sounds like an allergy, which leads me into what I wanted to talk about anyway, okay? Allergies appear to be at the root of most things, and right now we have more allergies than anywhere. I think our environment is probably, I had a pilot explain it to me. Those of you who are watching from around the country, you need to know that we live right above the panhandle of Florida. That, Dawn, I think that you can unplug phone now. Oh. It's okay. We don't care. We'll just leave it plugged in. But thank you, Alicia. They say that it's because of our topography, something about how the trade winds isn't the right word. I lived in the Caribbean too long. It's the way the cross section of the wind that not only do we have a long growing season. I'm talking to Carla, y'all. I'm going to make her come in the camera in a minute. Come over here, Carla. Come over here. Because some of you, especially you guys from out of town or out of the country even, don't know Carla. But locally, this is Carla.
Hi.
Hey. Isn't she beautiful? Hey, Claire.
Thank you.
She is so beautiful and we love her so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, baby. We have the worst allergies of anywhere in the country. And I think the reason is because of not just our long growing season. And I thought that was the issue, was the long growing season. But it's more than that. It's the way the wind it all gets trapped right here. So we have a lot of allergies, okay? I used to take pollen hay fever, and then I'd take mold, yeast, and dust, and then I'd take animal dander, and then people would say, well, what about now? Is it pollen or is it mold? And I'd say, I have no idea. And the whole time we had a product on the shelf. You want to grab that, baby?
I sure will.
We have a product on the shelf called Allergies, and it's for kids, and it's by Newton. I think you have that, Dawn. Don't you have that? We don't.
Out.
We're out. Oh, great. How can we be out of kids' allergies?
Because
Are you sure?
everybody's got the
Oh,
allergies.
I bet it's over. I bet it's here and not opened. Alicia's at the story. Is that the story? Alicia's supposed to be off. Not okay. Thank you. She's got the staff one. Okay. I just heard from Ken that when I hold the bottle up like this, that it comes up backwards.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a mirror. Okay. So it's kids' allergies, and it's for all that stuff. Okay, and it's for children. And so old people that are taking a bunch of drugs can take it. It works better than anything I've ever seen, and it's crazy cheap, like $15.99, okay? I love this. Kids allergy drops. I tried to get some the other day, and I think it's in now, Dawn. Yes, it's backwards. I never knew that. Okay, well, anyway, y'all get the gist. Thank you, darling. So it doesn't help us at all to show the product. Okay. Hi, Pam. Glad you joined us. Okay, no, I have cold and sinus. Okay, use cold and sinus. That should work too. But I like the kids' allergy drops best. But cold and sinus will work now. But if in our area, if we'll use those kids' allergy drops, here's my rule of thumb. And I know it sounds kind of silly, but I say if I sneeze once, I go, okay. We have 24 in the box. Okay.
Yeah,
we have 24 kids allergy drops. Okay, so we're not out. Thank you, Alicia. So Dawn, please come back. But the cold and sinus will work now, because once it went past the kids allergy drops, then cold and sinus. So that's probably what happened, is that I got you to get the cold and sinus to treat rather than the kids allergy drops. Thank you, Alicia. See, I don't know how to send those sweet little hearts. Thank you, but I like seeing your face and a heart. Okay, good job on getting it in. Okay, Dawn, save me one. We got 24, baby. I'm sure we'll be fine, but I'm going to tell Carla right now. Carla, can you write a note to save Dawn Kraus one?
Sure
Okay? Kraus. My friend Dawn. Okay? All right. Allergies, if I sneeze once, I ignore it. If I sneeze twice, I'm like, okay. What's TY mean? What does TY mean? Oh, thank you. Sorry. Need to be younger to interpret that language. Okay. So if I sneeze once, I ignore it. If I sneeze twice, I ignore it. If I sneeze 5 times in a row, 2 little sprays of the kids' allergy drops, and Dawn, you know it doesn't come with a spray top, but 2 little sprays of kids' allergy drops, and I no longer have any symptoms. If I ignore it, then it's going to go into an infection. Now, with most people, it's going to stop there, but for me, it doesn't stop there. It goes straight to asthma, okay? So I say that the whole trick, the whole process, and by the way, when it goes to asthma, then I still use the Newton Kids allergy drops. Well, now I can use the bronchitis asthma out of my office, but I used the kids allergy drops. That's the product I used. Did you know that? That it was the kids asthma. It was the kids asthma that kept me from doing 4 drugs they wanted me to do for COPD. Okay? Don't tell Alicia I was playing with my hair. She's changing clothes. Maybe she's not watching. Okay. But it's hard looking in the mirror, guys. Standing here talking, looking in the mirror. Okay, so allergies turn to cold and sinus for me turns to asthma, and all of that can be corrected with these simple, inexpensive homeopathic drops. So that's my favorite approach. Now, for some reason, the flu is still a big issue in Moultrie, not so much for us, but it's in Moultrie. Yes, schools were closed last week with the flu. And my friend Tammy Bryant, head of nursing at the school, at the college, at the university, made the statement about vitamin D, and she was absolutely right. I almost forgot to tell you about the vitamin D, okay? But I really think that, you know, if you kept your vitamin D up and you stayed off of sugar, then you probably would never have the flu. What you got, baby? Oh, thank you. This is my favorite vitamin D. Thank you. I might have forgotten to say it. It's a smidgen pricey, okay? I've got a bunch of vitamin Ds. Got a bunch of cheap vitamin D's. But this is my favorite. And the reason this is my favorite is that it's 5,000 units. Okay, that's one issue. In one drop. Do you realize it was in one drop?
In one single drop.
In one drop. It's a little pricey in my opinion because it's like $25.95 or something like that. But the thing is, there are 900 servings in here. So suddenly it got really cheap.
Can't beat it.
Now, because I find it difficult to take one drop of anything like that, because it doesn't have a dropper, it just has a drop, whatever that's called, the kind that you have to hit it.
Yeah.
So what I do is I just don't take it every day. Okay. And when I take it, I'm sure I got a few drops. But 900 at 5,000 units, it's really a fabulous product. This is the one I take. But you're right, Carla. If we did that every day, then we probably wouldn't get sick.
Right.
And also, if you got sick, you'd get well faster.
Yeah.
Okay? Especially if you get sick, you take the ACF. But I say that the most important thing to not get sick is that I really like the influenza drops, but they're in my office, so you kind of have to have an appointment with me. And for those of you who are watching this from around the world, and those of you who are my clients from around the world, know that that can also be on the telephone. It's just that I have to legally. Hey, Tiffany! So we know we got California represented. Yay, Tiff! What's the weather like in California today? So the thing is that I don't think the flu's everywhere. But those influenza drops, those crazy influenza drops can sure keep you from getting sick. Camille, okay, is there a cure for nerve damage? And what do you do for arrhythmias? You're looking thin, kid. Oh, thank you for praying. I lost 19 pounds on my diet this time, and I did a modified version. But Tiffany, that's because your mother prayed for me. She's the only one that prayed for me. But 19 pounds was pretty good in 3 weeks with me doing a modified version. I don't believe in a modified version of my diet. Those of you who know me know that I have lost 100 pounds and I'm maintaining that 100-pound weight loss. I've written 2 books on it, and I'm real strict about that diet. I feel like if you're going to go on that diet, then I think you ought to do it right. And if you do it right, you're going to lose a whole lot of weight, not a little bit. But I only lost 19 pounds, but 19 pounds is pretty good. Okay, thank you, Camille. Okay, nerve damage. I think you know what I'm going to say next because I keep saying the same thing. Though I do have a friend that just left here a minute ago that couldn't take it. It's the first person I have ever met that could not take alpha-lipoic acid. Now, it has to be a particular one at a particular dose at a particular milligrams, but no, you don't have to show it because it's all backwards, so you don't have to show it anyway. But y'all call the store and ask what I like. Camille, I think y'all are already doing that, but I've seen that work 100% of the time. I have seen one person not be able to use it, and that was the client that just left. So I have you ever seen it not work? I haven't either. I want to make sure that I'm not exaggerating, but I've not seen it not work. So Camille, if it's still not working, then it may be that y'all aren't taking it right. I can't remember. Seems like I had Billy on that. It does. Is it a slow process? Shouldn't be that slow. But what I'm about to say next, don't get mad at me. Alicia said, I don't need to write that one down because you'll remember it. But if you're still doing sugar and carbohydrates, then nothing's going to work. That's just the bottom line. Because neuropathy, like everything else, is directly related back to your sugar and carbohydrate intake and lack of water. So I'm sorry. No, it shouldn't be such a slow process. I remember when we were in the corner store, I don't think you visited. Camille lives in Atlanta. I don't think you visited when I was in the side store. There's a in our shopping center next to the nail salon, there was a little bitty long narrow store, and that's where we were. And I didn't have a private office. And I actually, hold on a sec. Carla, you can sit down, baby. Don't just because I have to keep standing doesn't mean you do. Tell me when it's 5, okay?
Okay.
So I was at a wall like this of supplements, and this, out of the corner of my eye, I see this man with a walker come in the front door, and he left. And I kept talking to the client I was talking to. And then a few months later, I don't know how long, Camilla, I'm sorry, I don't remember. Life kind of runs together. But a few months later, I was at the wall again in that corner store, and I saw him, and he had a cane. And then the next time I saw him, I was talking, and I said to my client, "Please excuse me, I need to stop that man." So I ran after him, and I said, "I have watched you go from a walker." He said, "I was in a wheelchair." I said, "Okay, I missed that part." From a wheelchair to a walker to a cane. And I said, "What did they say was wrong?" And I said, "No." I said, "What did you take?" And he said, "Alpha lipoic acid." And I said, "What did they say was wrong with you?" He said, "Neuropathy." So that's where I got the idea, was from watching this man. I said, "Which one did you take, and how much did you take?" Well, over the years, and y'all know I've been doing this like 37 years, but this was about 20 years ago. This man, over time, we've had alpha lipoic acid. We've had alpha lipoic acid by probably 10 different shippers. So I'm telling you, it needs to be this specific one at this specific dose, and that's the one that works. And I know, Camille, that's the one you're doing it. So it's got to be something else. Okay, and arrhythmias, we're back to the magnesium. Arrhythmias, it's a magnesium issue. Are y'all doing Physi-Mag? Are you doing Physi-Mag at bedtime? That's kind of an important part of the question, because if you're doing Physi-Mag at bedtime and it's still not right, then we're going to need to add the magnesium malate during the day, because the magnesium malate causes no stomach distress, and because it causes no stomach distress, it's not the one you take at bedtime. Okay, Billy is taking it. Okay, so that should be working, the Physi-Mag at bedtime. So take it all the way to bowel tolerance. This is the Physi-Mag. This is the one, this is the private label one, the sweet basil one. Camilla, you were part of me coming up with this product. Is this the one Billy's taking? And how much of it is he taking? And the question, I don't want to get real personal, especially live on Facebook, but I do want to, Patty, there's my sister, Patty Della Torres. Gosh, I just love this, because all my best friends just come online. Patty asked me a question. I just love y'all. I miss y'all. Patty, can you remember, because I started to tell that story about when y'all came and took me to dinner, and I said I wanted, yeah, let's see what Camille's saying, 3 scoops, and it works. Okay, but it's not working on the arrhythmias? Interesting. I've never seen it not work on arrhythmias. Or is that for the same person that's asking arrhythmias? But, Camille, make sure you're taking it too. Make sure you're taking it too, but I wouldn't expect you to have to take but 1 scoop. And remember, it's just a small amount of hot water. So anyway, Patty and Conrad came to take me to dinner. I was actually down there learning the magnets. What does it say? He doesn't. He doesn't what? Sorry, he doesn't. I don't remember the question now. Camilla, you know that's, I can't remember the question. 3 scoops nightly. He doesn't. What did I ask? Oh, the magnesium malate, he doesn't take that during the day? Would you mind pulling his file? Okay. A pastor friend just got out of the hospital. No, it was someone else for arrhythmias. Never mind. No, it's the Physi-Mag. It's the Physi-Mag. Okay? That's the one that the pastor friend should be taking. Okay? So back to Patty. Patty and Conrad came and got me when I was down in Miami, which their church had actually paid for my hotel when I was trained in the magnets. Patty and Conrad came to take me out to dinner, and they wanted to know what I wanted. and I said I want to eat classic Cuban, because Conrad's Cuban, though he tells terrible Mexican jokes because Patty's Mexican. It's bad. It's real bad. From the time I met him, I mean a preacher and telling bad Mexican jokes. Anyway, Patty, you need to get better at telling Cuban jokes. But anyway, so they take me to a Cuban restaurant. Patty, I've started to tell this story to other Cubans, and I can't ever remember what it was. That we were, hey Michael, that I tried every way it came. It was some Cuban food, and I had it fried, I had it grilled, I don't even remember all the different ways. But when I try to tell what it was I was eating, I have no idea what I was eating. I know that we were having fun. So I need you to tell me what in the world were we eating at this classic Cuban restaurant that I had prepared 5 or 6 different ways. And y'all had it on a recording, and then Conrad's phone messed up or something and the video was lost. I just want to know what in the world I was eating. Okay, Camille, did I finish answering your questions? I think I did. Okay, so we covered flu, we covered allergies, we covered asthma. Okay, I want to talk about arthritis because it comes up all the time. And actually, nobody wants to hear what I have to say about it. Let's see, Camille. Doctor said Billy, Okay, of course God will fix it. But it's been a long time since y'all have had Biomax, so I need to get back on that idea of coming to Atlanta, okay? Because we should be able to fix that heart thing without any other problem. They shouldn't even be talking about that, okay? All right. Arthritis. I get very frustrated. Carly, your eyes look really pretty.
Alicia said the same thing.
No, you just did a really good job. You did a really good job. Okay, see, Ken, the mascara does matter. Okay. My last client is like, what do you mean you're trying to kick us out because you got to put mascara on? You don't need mascara. So I put mascara on one eye, and then I'm like, look at the difference between the 2 eyes.
Yeah.
Most people don't want to hear this, and doctors don't tell you because they would rather, well, I'm sorry. I won't make any assumption or anything negative about anybody else. I can tell you that I know people don't want to hear this. I know people don't want to hear it. No sugar. Sugar causes inflammation. Inflammation causes pain. So when you come to me for arthritis, I ask a bunch of questions about that because carbohydrates and sugar cause inflammation. And here's my rationale, and I got a bunch of things for inflammation. My favorite is probably Michael's Recovery Zymes. That's probably my favorite. But because it's proteolytic enzymes and it does so many other great things that I think that might be the best approach. I saw a little face that I thought was Tammy Faye. And yet it doesn't say Tammy Faye's on, and yet there was a little heart with her face in it. So what does that mean? Okay, anyway. Where was I? Okay, so my reasoning is, and Llewellyn, I hope you're listening. My reasoning is there's no need to try to rebuild cartilage until you reduce inflammation. And there's no reason to take all these products for inflammation if you're going to choose, hey, Tammy Faye, it was you. See, I saw that little heart go by, and I knew it was you. Who is that? Charlie Lewis, welcome. So here's the thing. If I were just trying to take your money, then I would sell you all these products for arthritis. But the truth of the matter is if you don't stop sugar and carbohydrates, you're just going to make more arthritis. And they don't tell you that. There's no money in that, okay? So here's the deal. You should be asking me how to come off sugar. When I was doing a weight loss seminar one time, and Filet, I don't know if you're listening, but I know you've heard me tell this story before. I had some people from Alabama in Skyping in to our weight loss seminar. And one of the people said, if sugar is crack and cocaine and heroin, and you're about to take it away, where do we get the drugs? Everybody laughed because it's what everybody thought, okay? I set up somebody, and if I give you too many hints, the local people will figure out who. But I'll just tell you he's a retired person that everybody loves and respects. And it was his second appointment with me. And because he's smart and handsome, his wife is thin and beautiful, and they are successful, nobody would dare say what I said to him. But I set him up. I'm looking down at my paper in my office. He walks by, he's going to the bathroom, and I don't look up, and I go, did you happen to watch Fox News this morning when that famous cardiologist, because I knew he had heart issues, that famous cardiologist made the statement that all these years he's been treating the heart incorrectly, that really what he needed to do was to reduce the inflammation because all of the issue is caused by inflammation. This very smart man sits down in front of my desk and he goes, that's interesting. So what causes inflammation? And I said, gotcha. Sugar. Nobody wants to talk about that. All of us are the same. Those of you who have fed babies, you know, a baby will eat pureed anything. Even liver, or squash, which I love, or green beans. Pureed green beans does not sound good to me. They will eat anything until you give them fruit. One bite of fruit, and that's all they're going to eat. We're no different. We're just big babies. But if inflammation is at the root of disease, we must stop. We must stop the sugar and carbohydrates, guys. So the issue is, how do you stop the sugar and carbohydrates? There's a few ways to do it. And I'll never forget Latasha. I hope my baby's watching. Done. Huh? Oh dear, we're out of time. Anyway, she says to me, Mama, how come you did not ever tell me there was something I could take to stop sugar cravings? I said, because I just wanted you to do it. I didn't want you to spend more money. I want you to understand the root of almost all of our issues is sugar and lack of water. So if you need help in those two arenas, that would solve most of the issues. Thank you, guys. Thanks for supporting me. Much love. Keep praying for me. About to go back to Dallas. God bless you. Bye-bye.